that's not going to wash. Okay, if you haven't noticed. I don't know why this mutes every time.
ID.
Another horrible
like I said, I'm not here to
system.
hassle you.
No, I understand.
I'm not here to hassle you. I'm just letting you know.
I will ask you to show me those laws if you telling me
this
that
one
law.
is 28. I gotta go look it up.
If you gotta look it up.
Yes, it's called Operator Failure 1595 Bravo. Operator failure to provide ID.
Operator.
Yes.
That's what? That's the
You're operating this vehicle.
I am not operating this vehicle.
What are you doing in it?
I am traveling in this vehicle.
Okay.
Operator. If you look up the Arizona Revised Statutes, operator. If you look up operator says it's a person that operates a motor vehicle on the highway for.
Yeah, it's a federal code, and it gives examples: crane operator, forklift operator. It gives a third one too. Just like when it talks about driver, it gives 3 options: bus driver, tractor trailer driver, taxi cab driver. Those are all positions where people traffic people or goods for profit. That makes it a commercial endeavor. See the game they played on everybody? And then just said, well, it's everyone. Well, you see the D on there when you put your thing in drive, it says D drive, so driver, and then there you go. No. You go to Bouvier's Law Dictionary, it's one employed in conducting a coach on the roadway. You go to federal code, it's one employed conducting a coach or a motor carrier on the roadway. You go to the term traffic, it means to take goods or people for pay, drug trafficking, human trafficking. You go to parking, it's another commercial term. You go to driver, it's another commercial term. You go to operator, it talks about a forklift, a crane, and all other things you use when you're doing construction and engaged in commerce and certain business endeavors. None of this was ever supposed to be used to regulate man and woman in the course of their daily activities. Now they're regulated and taxed and asked to pay to just move around, and they think it's normal. And they tell me I'm the crazy one. Birds born in a cage think flying is an illness.
Okay. So an operator, like a bus operator, they transport passengers. That's commercial.
It makes sense.
Anything to do with traffic is commercial.
Okay. Well, I'm not a traffic guru, and I'm not here to hassle you.
But I've done my research. That's all I'm saying.
I am gonna tell you that you're probably gonna get pulled over multiple times, and you probably already do.
This is my first time, and it's been when did I turn that in?
Let's see, 1028.
The plate. Is that the driver license?
1028.
And I've been to California in this car. Highway Patrol in California got behind me, nothing. So you're the first, man. So congratulations.
Okay. Well, so operator failure to provide. I would have to read what operator says. I'm gonna take your word for it. Because we have calls to get to, and we're quite busy. Okay. I'm not here to hassle you and write you tickets and take you out of the car. Just letting you know that from what I operate by, this is not valid. All righty.
Yeah. So your job is to operate traffic. And
yes, when I deem it necessary.
But yes, so yes. Your job is to operate traffic with somebody speeding and stuff like that.
Or no registration.
Expired tax.
Or no tax.
Oh, see, but I don't have a state plate.
Yes, you don't.
So that's therefore not contracted, so it's not required.
Okay.
That's why I gave it back. Now, if I had that,
that's not true. He doesn't have a right to interfere with your freedom of movement. You have a responsibility and obligation to take your property from point A to point B in whatever speed you deem necessary and proper in order for you to get there safely. That's called discretion. Don't fucking tell me officers have officer discretion and you do 150 miles an hour through a red light, but a man doesn't have the same discretion. Suck me in public. I'm tired of this inversion of reality. It's called responsibility, accountability, and discretion. The only time that an off-eye seer would have an ability to interfere with a man's rate of travel is if he was a direct threat to the public and he would have to establish that, or if he was engaged in commerce. You don't get to tell me how fast I take my property from point A to point B. If I'm accountable and responsible and I'm not a direct threat to the public, we don't have an actionable interaction. We don't have an ability to lawfully interact. There is no emergency or direct threat. Just saying we think that going faster is proportional to more accidents is dumb. It doesn't make any sense. If that was the case, the Autobahn would be the number one place for accidents, and there's almost no accidents on the Autobahn, even though people do 250 fucking miles an hour. So let's stop the games. Stop with your indoctrination. You guys are here to do traffic. That means commercial interactions and the clause for safety if there's a direct threat present. They exploited that with COVID. Everybody's a direct threat, so everybody's criminalized, you remember, because everyone felt unsafe, whether it was real or not. So no, you will not tell me if I want to do 90 fucking miles an hour down the street because I've determined that that's what's going to get me there in the proper fashion, then I will do that. And if you have a man or woman who comes forth with a claim, they're going to have to establish how I was a direct threat and how I caused them loss, injury, and harm. If they can't do that, they're wasting my fucking time. Tired of being told what I'm going to do and not do by a bunch of clowns who are afraid to breathe the own air we all live in. Absolutely out of hand and ridiculous on the face of it, and you all just repeat it like it's well, of course you all have the right. Tell us how fast we could take our horse and buggy from point A to point B. According to who, you jerk-offs? Didn't your founding daddies put a gun in someone's face for telling them they were going to pay 3% tax on tea to pay back loans for wars they all did for freedom? Supposedly? No, I'm mixing up the Whiskey Rebellion with the original revolution, I guess. It's always the same loop anyway, if you really want to get down to it, for usually the same reasons. All right, so let's try to get back into a real world where the people who serve us don't have an implicit right to just order us around everywhere because everything feels unsafe and threatening. And that, yeah, if they have officer discretion to do 150 miles an hour in uniform while they're in commerce, keeping everyone safe, running red lights, then a man has fucking discretion. Why? Because the officer, the servant, doesn't have more rights and abilities than the men and women they serve. Right, class? Good job.